Well, we are first of all in a region of Argentina called Rio Negro, and this is the part of the region called Alto Valle. So the Rio Negro is a river that is created by the confluence of two other rivers, the Limay and the Neuquén. And originally this river was approximately 26 kilometers wide. And over the course of 5 million years, the river shrank. And so we're sitting now on a riverbed in the middle of a desert. Agricultural cultivation are possible here thanks to the water, because otherwise it wouldn't be possible. The microclimate, the climat, as we would call it in Italy, is very dry. It's very windy. Humidity never is above 25%. The constant wind is another positive factor because it's very conducive to drying the grapes or the vines if it rains. The dryness prevents pests, disease and bacteria from propagating. And the nights are typical of desert nights, so they're very cold. We have a shift of temperature between the day could be up to 35, 36, and then at night goes down to 4 or 5 degrees, which allows the plant to rest, develop its finer aromas, and preserve this freshness that you find in our wines. We have chosen biodynamic and organic farming for the reason is that we wanted to enhance the immune system of the vineyard. But not just of the vineyard, of the farm as a whole. You know, it's a little bit like when you go and see a doctor, you're not just going to treat your eye, but you're looking to have your body treated and you're enhancing the immune system of the body. So we believe that because Pinot has been in this valley for over 100 years, and all of these vineyards are massal, so there is no grafting at Chacra, we believe that this biodiversity could have yielded something interesting to us. But we needed to take care of it. So to enhance the immune system, we chose the path of organic and biodynamic. And in doing so, we brought back balance to the vineyard. We have increased the foliage of each vine, and that in turns allow us to have a very good maturation of the grapes, and in turns an elongated maturation period which gives us finer aromas and good freshness. When I first came to this valley and I flew over it, it didn't scream Pinot, in my opinion, because ordinarily Pinot, the mecca of Pinot, of course, is Burgundy, and is a completely different geographical situation with a different microclimate. What I believe that could have happened is the fact that Pinot has been here for such a long time that has managed to mutate itself, enough time to adapt itself to these vineyards. Now, these older vines, for us, are yielding something that is very interesting, because an element that is kind of unique to this valley is that yes, you do have the Rio Negro, which you see it's above ground, but then what you don't see is as equally important. So everything that is underground, and one of the most important elements that is in Rio Negro is the underground rivers, and this is water that comes from the melting of the snow of the Andes, and it crosses the valley. So it crosses Grave, no? It crosses all these pebbles and these rocks, and it gets purified even more, and it acquires minerality. And then in turns, this gets absorbed by the plant, and it's a reflection, a little bit of one of the profile of the wine that we have. The lack of clones gives us the ability to have not one member of a family that is cloned 5,000 times, but a different population of families. And that, we believe, gives complexity to the wines and adds to the sense of place. We also have a very strong indigenous yeast. By not using any chemicals and treating the farm in a biodynamic and organic way, we've seen a return of insect, worms, bugs, birds, armadillos, they're eating some of the ants. So it's an ecosystem that is in equilibrium today, and that allows a perfect environment for the vineyard to be in equilibrium with itself, hence producing grapes that are balanced, that have a natural concentration, because the vines are quite old, so there's a natural concentration. The average size of the bunches in the 1932 vineyard is of approximately 140 grams. So we have bunches that are this big, they're around 80 grams, and we have bunches for 140 grams. They're very tight, which is typical of Pinot, and the berries are quite small, and so we have a profile that it's very interesting to us.